Hello, Kiedra. It's Anity. Thank you for your breakdown of the Han culture in China and how they believe they're not racist, but there's so many underlining cultural norms that lend themselves to racism. One of the points that you also made was that it would be detrimental for any Han counselor, if they were a counselor in another country, it could be proof detrimental to their clients, their beliefs about other cultures, specifically their beliefs about blacks being dirty and whites being um, clean and rich. I do totally agree with that. I also believe that if they were seeking counseling and came across someone from a different culture that was offering counseling, that their perception of others can hinder their own growth and hinder their own well-being, their own flourishment with mental health. Because if they see the counselor from a negative light, it could mean that they will not allow the counselor to influence them as much as you want to be able to do in a client counselor relationship. So I appreciate that. The other question I came up as I was reading your post was, how would you interact or counsel a person from the Han culture if they came to your practice with the mindset that was presented in the article, in in the article regarding the Chinese background? I know that when it comes to visualizing racism and dealing with people that are racist, it could be very challenging for me personally. So I know that I would have to really check my own biases and my own beliefs before offering treatment or counseling to an individual that struggles with those things. Similarly to what we read a few weeks ago regarding Shelley and Annie, where Shelley was really trying to convince Annie to continue to marry her fiance despite the fact she had been raped. I feel very similar to that way with racism. So I know that I would definitely have to check myself before even being able to help. Of course, my heart wants to help anyone in any given situation, but I do think we have to be aware of our own prejudices, our own biases, and our own worldview before we jump into assisting people from other cultures. I also feel like it would that would probably be easier if I went to China and was surrounded by that culture and immersed myself in that culture. It would be easier for me to recognize the things that are different and to not necessarily embrace and accept them for myself, but to embrace and accept that they're part of this culture and be able to navigate um, through it. Mainly because the consistent exposure would help me to be more sympathetic and more empathetic. I think if I did counsel a person from the Han um, culture here in the United States, it would be a little more difficult for me to see the world through their eyes. So again, thank you for your post, and I look forward to hearing back from you.